Football is back, and man, was it wild. We saw Jalen Ramsey get cooked by Stephon Diggs. We saw the Vikings beat the Packers by a lot. We saw Saints win by one over the Falcons. But even though that was all crazy, I think one of the wildest things that happened this week was this game. The one that we're about to talk about right here. Bengals versus Steelers. Man, was this a doozy. So, starting off, we're going to look at the stats here. Bengals, they had 432 yards total. Steelers had 267. You can look at the passing yards and the rushing yards. Average yards per play, 4.6, 4.4. Both offense really couldn't do much, but for different reasons. Steelers, their offense was just not that great. Like, the defense straight carried them. Like they only had 13 first downs. They didn't really need it with this defense. But, like, the Bengals, that's a solid offense. But 7 sacks, 4 picks. You can't win a game having 7 sacks and 4 picks. They may have, won a game with a lot of sacks last year, but it's not going to happen with 4 picks on top of it. No way. But, I mean, I didn't like... Also, Joe Mixon had so many 2-yard rushes. Rushing yards, 133. A lot of it was 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. It was crazy. This offensive line was supposed to be revamped, and I did not see it today for this Bengals line. Overall, honestly, I was kind of disappointed in both offensives. They had 43 minutes and 43 seconds time of possession, the Bengals did. And they got 20 points out of it with 432 yards. Come on. That's not what you want to see at all. On the Steelers side, that defense was great, but 26 for 17, 8 punts, 8 penalties. Punts and penalties, that's not good. 61 plays to 94. Crazy. It was a wild game. But okay, I'm kind of going to do a rundown of the first quarter for the Steelers and then the first half for the Bengals. I'm kind of going to run down each of their offenses and stuff, and you'll kind of see how all this comes to be type. I don't know, you'll understand. So the Steelers, they kind of wasted their first drive. They just did a weird shuttle pass to Firemouth. I can't really say his name right. And then they did some dink and dunk fails, and then they had to punt it away. And then the second drive, they did an end around to Chase Claypool. They didn't really do anything. Then Najee got 3 yards. And then on second down, Mitch overthrew Miles Boykin. So that sucked. Or correction, 3-yard pickup by Najee on second down. Miles Boykin was overthrown on third down. So they had to punt it away. And yeah, that was sad. The first 2 drives are kind of just a waste for Steelers, or kind of just a warm-up, get to know your opponent. Their third drive kind of was okay. 1st and 10. They did kind of a trick play with Firemouth. They hit him deep, and he got into the 5. That's pretty good. But when they were in the 5, they didn't do too much. Najee Harris, he got 1 yard, and then a none. So he got stopped twice, pretty much. And then on 4th, he overthrew Firemouth again, and they had to settle for a field goal. It sucks. Steelers got inside the 5, were held to a field goal. And, yeah, I don't know. A touchdown could always change the game there. I guess they didn't really need it. They won in the end, but, man, just crazy. And then on the Steelers' 4th drive, Jalen Warren ran for 2 yards after TJ Watt. He had a crazy interception. We'll get to that in a bit. It was I don't know, it was a great interception. But after the Jalen Warren thing, they handed off to Chase Claypool, which they handed off to him a few times. That's kind of cool. He picked up a first down, which was cool. Using him as a jet sweep guy, in around guy. I don't know, kind of cool. But then they also did a play action pass to Zach Gentry, who he kind of snuck around a guy. He was blocking, and then he snuck around and then got out for a good gain for 30 yards or something like that inside the 10. It's cool. And then when they were inside the 10, Najee Harris got another 2 yards. And then Claypool caught a he got a cool one-hand catch, but it was like 3 yards. So they were both doing a lot of work for like 4 yards in total between them. And then the Bengals got kind of lucky, bailed out at a situation in third and goal. They got a pass interference, and so they got to get a new start. And also, I just realized I said the Bengals, but the Steelers. The Steelers got lucky. So that's crazy. But then on second and goal, Mitch, he floated it to Najee Harris, and he got a touchdown. They actually got a score on their fourth drive. They really got bailed out by that pass interference. So who knows what would have happened if that didn't happen. But it happened, and they were able to capitalize on it, which is a thing the Bengals did not do. They could not capitalize on opportunities. That is one reason why the Bengals lost. The Steelers actually created opportunities and took advantage of them, and the Bengals did not. But moving on, the Steelers actually only had 5 drives in the first half, and which is kind of crazy to think about. But on their last drive, they had an incompletion at first down. They were on 2nd and 10, and Jalen Warren got 2 yards. And then on 3rd and 8, Trubisky, he ran for 4 yards, and so they had to punt it. Just another waste of a play. So the Steelers had 5 drives in the first half, right? And they wasted 3 of them. That sucks. But yeah, and then so these stats, you could see 6 for 36 for Chase. He was used as an in-around guy a lot. I don't know why they're giving him the rock a lot. Him and Najee. Maybe so Najee doesn't have to carry it a bunch. But 10 for 23, I expected Najee to do a little bit better, but I don't know. Can't be 100-yard every time. And then Pat being their lead receiver, I didn't expect that. And then George only having 1 for 3, I didn't expect that either. Like, this is just such an odd offense to me. Like, it's a good offense, but it's just odd. But this defense, though, is on, like, another level. Minka Fitzpatrick, insane. He blocked a kick, got a pick, 10 tackles. Dude, he was playing lights out. Alex Highsmith, 3 tackles. Sacks. TJ Watt, a sack. Freaking 4 picks overall. Cameron Sutton was good. Oh, dude, this defense had me impressed. Cameron Hayward, freaking confusing offense, but great defense. And then, so moving on to the Bengals side of things, when the Bengals got their first drive going, Joe Burrow immediately got sacked. And it's like, oh, dang, that sucks. But then after that, he threw a pick 6. And it's like, whoa, that's horrible. So a sack and then a pick 6. It's like, okay, what an awful way to start. But he could bounce back, First drive, first game. It happens. But second drive, Hayden Hurst, he had a good first down catch on 3rd and 7. That's pretty cool. T. Higgins, he had a good catch for like 15 or 20 yards before he got hurt. It was real sad to see him go down. Really good play. A couple plays later, though, T.J. Watt, he batted down the ball on a 2nd and 10. So cool. Like, great bat down. Later on, he also had that pick. That was such a cool pick. Like mwah, pick. One I dreamed of having when I played that position. But anyway, okay, so on 3rd and 10, though, Alex Highsmith actually got the sack. I'm all talking about TJ's, craziness, but Alex Highsmith, this man got a sack. Right there. Perfect timing. I don't know. I've already went on Steelers. This is Bengals time. But anyway, that resulted in a 59-yard Evan McPherson field goal. I picked him up in fantasy, so pretty good kicker. But that put Bengals on the board on their second drive. So it was 6-3 at that point, which not horrible, but it's still in distance. And then on their third drive, Joe Mixon, he got 5 yards after they lost 5 yards from a false start. So it was 3rd and 15. Or no, sorry. It was 1st and 15, and Joe got 5 yards. So it was 2nd and 10, and then something happened, and then it was 3rd and 5. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure Joe Mixon got 5, and then got 5 again. And then it was 3rd and 5. And then it was almost another interception, and then it was ruled pass, interference by the defense. And they got a fresh set of downs. So they got bailed out. I swear this Bengals team got bailed out like 3 or 4 times, and they did nothing with it. Like, okay, so they got rewarded that fresh set of downs, right? And then on the first and 10, right after that fresh set, Joe gets hit and the ball pops out, and Cameron Hayward from the Steelers recovers it. And that's just so unfortunate. Like, oh man. But then, so on the fourth drive for the Bengals, it was a 1st and 10, and Joe hit a short pass to Jamar, who picked up the first. It was pretty nice. I liked it. And then Joe Mixon, he got a 1 yard on a 1st and 10, which I swear I kept seeing him do 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard, 4 yard. It was like over and over and over. Like, I really like Joe Mixon, another guy I got in fantasy, but man, it's kind of sad. He's really good in the receiving game though. They did do a dump off pass to him for 7 yards right after that, so that was really good. But then when it's 3rd and 2, he hits Jamar Chase for a 1st yard or a first gain, first down. And then Joe Mixon chucked the dude for another 5 yards. That was pretty cool to see. You always like to see a guy get chucked, as long as he's okay and stuff. But then after that, Joe bobbled the snap, and then the pass rush got there too quick, and he had to get like down real quick. So 2nd and 5, and it happens. There was another play right after that though that TJ just completely blew up. Like Joe gave Mixon the ball, and TJ was there in 2.2 seconds. Straight blasted him. It was insane, and that resulted in the intercepted pass by TJ the next play. Like, he sacked him and then picked him. It was so wild. And then yeah, I feel like the Bengals were getting into their own head in a way. Maybe not, because they could come back from anything, but they were just too much. And TJ Watt was such a game wrecker, and like T Higgins being out, that's sad. A couple other guys being out, it's oh man, they put up a great fight, great game. One thing though, it was 1st and 10 in the red zone, and Joe Burrow threw a pick. It was bad. They were on the 50, and he threw a pick. It was on their 5th drive. They were moving the ball pretty good, and he threw a pick. It was so unfortunate. Another thing, every time they tossed the ball to Mixon, it would go nowhere. They do like, if they would straight hand it to him, he'd be good. If they pass it to him, it's good. But if they toss it to him, it would just not be good at all. His stats here, 7 for 63. He probably lost about 10 to 15 yards on tosses and just getting blown up. Like, his stats should have been a little bit more. Or 6 for 47. I was looking at his receiving stats, my bad. But yeah, I don't know. Joe Mixon a beast. He was like carrying, like not really carrying, but he's a beast. Him and Jamar Chase were like going off. But yeah, that was pretty much the offenses and defenses of the first half for both teams. I guess this is the overall stats problem, but that was like the first half, everything I was talking about. The Bengals also had 6 drives in the first half, by the way. But moving on to the second half for the Steelers, they kind of wasted the first one again. They ended up punting from the 10 in their own end zone, and it ended up at the 45. So they kind of wasted their first drive of the second half as well, which is crazy. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's just that's how mind blowing it is. On their second drive though, they ended up being in a 2nd and 12 situation, and Deontay Johnson had a nice catch for 7 yards. It was a pretty sick catch. I think it was that one-handed one, pretty good. And then on 3rd and 5, Mitch ran for the first down, so that's kind of cool to see too. They shuttle passed to Najee to get a couple good plays as well, but then they ended up punting again, and it was on the 40. They had to punt again. So, again, kind of a waste of a drive for the Steelers. But on their third, they were starting at the 55, and they ended up going down and getting a field goal. So, they at least got some more points on the board during their third drive. So, it wasn't a huge waste. However, their fourth drive, they're moving the ball. Najee Harris got 12 yards. Chase Claypool on a jet sweep got 3. Pickens got his only catch there. And then they threw it out of bounds on 3rd and 4th and had to punt it away. So that's another 3 plays wasted. Or I mean 3 drives wasted. It's crazy how much like opportunities the Steelers took advantage of and how much opportunities the Steelers wasted. Like and how much like opportunities the Bengals wasted. It's just a big mess. Week 1 mess. Come up it's turns into a great game, entertainment and stuff. But man, with the Steelers stalling out in the second half, though, that allowed the Bengals to start picking up for like a little bit of steam, and they were like moving down. It's like the second play or second drive of the game. They're moving down pretty good. Samaje Perine got a good pass. Tyler Boyd was doing good. TJ Watt did have another sack, but then Jamar Chase had like a 25-yard thing, putting him inside the 5. And then they were trying to toss it to Joe Mixon. And like I said, the tosses just weren't working. Anytime they tossed it to him, it just wasn't working. But then they unleashed Tyler Boyd. The Steelers sent the house. And Tyler Boyd ran an out route, one-on-one with the guy, and he beat him. Touchdown. Boom. And then they got the 2-point conversion. That was really good to see. Really solid. After that touchdown drive, however, the next drive resulted in a punt. They weren't able to keep the spark going from that. They were backed up in their own end zone, though. So it makes sense, kind of. They were in a bad spot, so it makes sense why they punted. On their 4th drive, they were moving down. On 1st and 10, short dump off to Mixon. Jamar Chase picking up some. Tyler Boyd, that 3-headed dragon they have right there, or whatever you call it. That's just a really solid 3. But then as they were moving, it went to 4th and 6 or 3. It's either 3rd and 6 or 4th and 6. Joe Burrow threw an interception. It was not really like an arm punt, like it could have been, I guess, but it looked like he kind of threw into double coverage. And like if he could have waited just a little bit longer, it looked like Jamar Chase would have been open. And I don't know, it looked like an easy pick for the defense right there. And I was like, I kind of was thinking, why did he throw that there? Like, Joe Burrow did not need to throw that into that. I don't know. It was a bad pick, in my opinion. And that pick, I'm pretty sure, is what cost him the game. Like, not fully, but that all 4 of them and the 7 sacks, of course, and everything. But like, when you get picks in certain situations, that like deflates people and that just kills everything, momentum, everything. And that's the final nail in the coffin, was that one. But yeah, and then overtime was wild. Chris Boswell missed a kick. Evan McPherson missed a 26-yard kick. And the Steelers were able to drive down the field 3 times. The Bengals had 2 drives. Freaking the 2 missed kicks, like I said. And then it ended off with the Steelers being able to move down inch by inch with Freiermuth, Deontay Johnson. The Bengals got offsides on 3rd and 1, so they had a free play, and everybody was kind of confused. And they were able to hit Freiermuth deep, and it was good. And so they were able to get into field goal range kind of easily with all that. And with 53 yards between him and the field goal, Chris Boswell actually sank it in and got the W for the Steelers against the Bengals in Week 1 overtime thriller. What a game and what a journey that we are going to go on this season. I'm sure it's going to be wild. And thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace out. And Squidward thinks hi, or says hi. Also, this is my face cam. I don't know if I said that. I think I said that. But this is my face cam. And yeah, later.